Good morning, world. Good morning, my fellow Tbcians. Good afternoon, good evening, depending on what part of the world you are listening from. My name is Amahaotu from Lagos, Nigeria. This is my broadcast number 91. And the weather here today is looking good. I welcome you with our slogan, Amore et Reverare. Amore et Reverare, which means in English, love and respect. TBC is built on the platform on the basis of love and respect for the downtrodden people of the world who are enslaved, dominated and trampled upon by the few who have cornered the wealth of the world, the elite. And it is this same elite who have planned the economic situation of the world, because they are the ones occupying everywhere, and they're occupying 99% of the world economy. So they control it because they planned it. And from their plan, this present economic situation is going to collapse. It's going to collapse now, and it has started collapsing. If you have been watching events going on in the world, the fluctuation, the downward trend of the economy, the wars, and all the confusion you have in every part of the world. So the economy is collapsing. And the elite, again, in their usual manner of cornering everything, have started making plans on how to create another economy. Because this economy is based on fiat, where somebody will just get up and proclaim that he wants 100 billion printed, and it's printed, based on scarcity, based on debt system, where the whole people owe the few, and the whole of our life would work to pay the debts we owe this elite. So now they have started amassing gold to create another currency that will be based on something substantial called gold, a metal that is very valuable. But the point now is this going to create abundance for all of us? Is it going to eradicate poverty? Is it going to wipe away unemployment that is plaguing the whole world? No, it's not going to, because it is a system, again, being planned by the same people who planned the one in which is going to collapse now. They are the same one planning the next one. And one of the ways they want to consolidate that their plan is by creating one world government. I will have to go to the blog which I posted, on which this my broadcast is based on today, so that we should see what admin has posted there. Let me share my screen now. Share my screen. Share my screen, so that we go to the blog, which every member of TBC is advised to do. Every day you go to the blog. You go to the blog. It's very, very important for your education generally, and for complete information on what happens in TBC in particular. If you are not working with the blog, you will not know what is happening. You'll be getting second-hand information, except you are listening to the broadcast from the broadcasters, the 24/7 broadcast, or you attend the same button meeting on Mondays and Tuesdays. But the most authentic place to get information about TBC is on the blog, because that is the medium through which admin talks to all of us, gives us information about TBC, and gives us information on what is happening in the world. That is very, very important, because our lives, the lives of our children and grandchildren and future generations in our family depends on the information we get. It depends on the economy of the world, because without the economy of the world, without money, without means of exchange, the world does not exist. So look at the posting from admin this morning. It says, why a one world government, new world order is a very bad idea for humanity. One world order, one government for the whole world is a very bad idea. Let's quickly go there and take some part of it. Let's quickly go there and take some part of it. One world order is bad for the humanity. One government. Now, look at what is posted here. Wealth resources is going up, and domination control is downwards. Wealth resources is occupied by a few, and those that are dominated are the basis, those are the people. People here on the basis, that is all of us. And look at the few of them that are here. Look at the eye that they've created. It's a wonderful, you should look at that and find the interpretation of that eye. It comes from the Freemasons, and I think it's a part of American currency, because the creators of the US were originally members of the Freemasons. So you can look at it, but here is the writing. The year is 2019, and there was stand at the cusp of a great change globally. The financial system, known by the previous 5 generations, is in its final stage of total collapse. Upon its final breath, humanity could be facing its darkest hour. Some have worked vigorously towards a global financial reset to provide a soft landing within this transition from a completely fiat-based system back to a gold-based system. Within this brief window of change comes the opportunity for the ruling class elite to firmly establish their new world order of a one world government. My dear members of the community, brothers and sisters, one world government. We have so many governments already, and we are suffering under each and every one of them because of the greed of those who are in charge of the governments, those who are ruling us. So can you imagine what happens when we have one government in the whole world, controlled by one or a few set of people? They say absolute power corrupts, and power corrupts absolutely. So you can imagine what happens when the whole control of the world is in the hands of just one or a few people. What will happen? So far, we have been enjoying relative freedom, even though we think we are free. We are not free because we are glued to the apron strings of these criminals called elite. But we think we are relatively free because we can walk about freely. We can associate relatively freely if we know the proper platform, like TBC has offered us a private platform on which to associate without the prying eyes and control of the powers that be. Our children can go to school freely, but in reality, we are really not free because the few coins we are running after, the few fiat currency we are running after, it's not supposed to be so. It is made so that we keep on chasing the few and forgetting that our freedom and independence has been trampled upon and we are being controlled by the elites. So imagine now having one world order, one world government. We have been having this free relative freedom because of the friction that exists between all these different governments. Let's take Africa, for example. We have more than 70 different countries in Africa, and there's always tension between them. And once they are busy trying to dominate one another, they are leading us, the private individuals, to walk about freely because they need our support to achieve their own petty ambitions. So that is why we have the relative freedom. If these artificially created boundaries by human beings are now wiped off and everything put in a common basket called one government, then the friction will be off. And then the one government will then have the absolute power to deal with us decisively the way they want. That is what admin is trying to discuss here. So, and what is that? He says, how would a one world government impact the freedom you enjoy today? The short answer to the question is that ultimately it will completely destroy your freedom as you know it. It will lead to every aspect of your life being controlled by government. A government that puts its own interest above the rights of the individuals. Total slavery. That is obvious. All the governments. Look at what is happening in Nigeria now. They are contesting an election. They are killing people. They are causing mayhem. They are causing confusion. People are restless because a few people want to get to government. Why are they hustling to get to government by all means? They want to get there because that is the platform on which they enslave us. It is the platform on which they corner our wealth. They give to themselves salaries that are unbelievable. While the poor man who goes to work and works physically and laboriously for 8 hours goes home with peanuts, they cannot even feed his family properly. So one world government will totally enslave us. That's what admin is saying. Why? Why would a one world government lead to total slavery? The answer is because of nature. The nature of government is force. Governments are run by men or people so that it is the nature of man. Man thinks have changed over thousands of years, but the nature of man has remained the same. When it comes to man, power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. That sums up the nature of man. The few that rule the world today do so in the shadows and therefore don't have complete and absolute power and control. They have great influence, but that is it. Power is broken and divided between many nations and peoples. There is an ongoing conflict between these nations as they each struggle for greater power in the world. This is a necessity. This is a necessary friction that allows freedom to survive. The more friction there is, the more freedom exists. Power struggles are very important. A one-world government would be the end of the power struggle. We, the people, outnumber the few ruling class elite by at least 1 million to 1. We do have the power to overcome the elites and their evil plans. Exactly, that is, we outnumber them, these few that are controlling us. We outnumber them at least by 1 million to 1. Can you imagine? Only one of them comes out with 1 million of us will come out. So we have the power to deal with them. And one of the ways to deal with them is not by confronting them with guns and force. It's by the way admin has created this TBC private contract society. We are private, we go our own way, we create our own economy, we have our own means of exchange. We do not need them. When their money collapses, they will come to us looking for a way to exist. The elites, the elite, they will come to us looking for a way to exist because we have early enough devised a method of showing them that we have the power. By the time 1 billion people come together throughout the world without boundaries, without color or race, without language barrier, but with one aim, with one desire, with one mission, to create abundance in the world, to wipe out unemployment, and we are doing that. Because by that time, more than 1,111,000 members of TBC community are billionaires, and we have 1 billion millionaires. The 1 million billionaires will be able to employ the 3.5 billion unemployed all over the world and give them jobs, because every 1 millionaire should be able to employ 5 to 10 people. By the time we employ 5 people, it means we are employing 5 billion people. There will be no more unemployment. Because of the demand and supply system, the employment market will be, excuse me, people will be looking for employees and they will not be available so readily. So the value of the employees will rise astronomically and they will begin to live in a proper life like human beings. They'll be living the way God has made them. They will be living properly. So TBC is a way of fighting these people. It is the best way, it is the only way I see to fight them, because they are realizing it. That's why they want their eyes and they want to control TBC, but they cannot, because the admin that created TBC has made proper research and studied the whole world legal system and found out that The only way to keep away from them is to create a private contract society. And from our mission, there's nobody in the world who can fight TBC, because our mission is human. Our mission is gracious. Our mission is exactly what God wants. That is, bring out the abundance God has already made in the world and give it to his people. Let his people live a happy life and worship him properly, because it's only when you are happy that your mind works properly. When you are hungry and angry, you don't think properly. All your thought goes only to what you are going to eat. You cannot glorify God appropriately. But now when you are properly fed, you can now relax and remember who created you and who made it possible for you to live in a world of abundance. God is using the admin as his agent. We all should assist now in this distribution phase to see to it that we quickly get to 1 billion people before this economy collapses. It is said that one should make hay while the sun shines. We should make hay while the sun is shining, because if not, we shall be caught up in the whole labyrinth of collapse of the present fiat currency, and we shall be worse off. Admin has given us the opportunity now. Now that we are in the distribution phase, please, if you don't know how to go about it, go to the training sessions of our leaders. Derek is in Cameroon. Randy Wilson is in the US. Stephen Coffey is there. We have people like Zogdan in Philippines. We have them everywhere. Please, we have our guy in India who is doing marvelously well now. You can see the way he is bringing in merchants. Go to them, they will teach you how to do your own job as a Tibetan to bring in people quickly so that we get to the promised land. You have to know how to cash flow, because cash flow gives you the basis to have a means of livelihood. Because when you have a livelihood, that is when you can do a job very nicely and properly. Without a job, without means of livelihood, your family is crying, you can't think properly, you can't do the recruitment very well. So a system is already there, we just need to duplicate. We don't need to do anything. We just need to learn from the masters, the sponsoring machines, as admin calls them. That is our leaders who are sponsoring and making money on a daily basis. If you join Derek, you don't need to pay any money. He doesn't demand any payment from any Tibetan to join his coaching group. The only thing you have to be is to be his partner. And partnering is what admin has been propagating all this while. You just need to be a partner to a sponsoring machine. And when you're a master to him, you begin to learn how to sponsor. By the time you become a sponsoring machine, he will set you loose, he will bless you, because by then he has seen that you are very able to answer questions when newcomers come in. Because you see, it's not easy to recruit people like that. Because people are very skeptic in the world nowadays, because they don't trust anybody. They've suffered under the influence of these elites that they mistrust everything and everybody. So, in order to be able to show them that you are really there to help them, because you are giving them free gifts, you are bringing them in with a free gift of over $2,000. But you have to convince them first. To convince them first, you need to know the proper language. You need to know the proper answers to give when the questions are asked. And these are already set down. Admin has set down all this. You go to a fast start system, the 23 steps. You will see it. But you need somebody to take you by the hand to show you how to break the ice, for example. It's not an easy thing to break the ice. It's not an easy thing. How do you break the ice? You don't just go to an ice block and knock it into pieces and that's the way you break it. No. These are people you know before or people you don't even know. You have to establish a contact with them, a friendly atmospheric contact where they begin to have some trust in you before you can offer them the free gift of 5,000 cookies. So it is a technique, it's a skill. You can learn this by attending the tutorials of these our leaders. Go there and learn it. Randy Wilson is a champion, he's a master, he's a go-getter in these things. Mbe Derek is wonderful. You only need to attend his lectures on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And within 1 week, you begin to understand the intricacies of how to recruit people. And you begin to feel at ease and begin to feel knowledgeable because you have to be knowledgeable to answer those questions. And it is not only how to recruit, you learn how to live like a millionaire and a billionaire. You know what I mean? All members of TBC now are either millionaires or billionaires, but are we living the life of millionaires and billionaires? Huh? Admin says it's a laptop way of life, where you travel the whole world with only a laptop and you are doing your business daily, anyhow you want it at your own time, and you're making your money. It is this tutorial that will teach you how to do all that. Because even when we get to the 1 billion mark, you will still have to know how to create companies. You still have to know how to recruit people. You still have to know how to manage people, how to manage finance. Because you think that $1 million or pound or euro is a lot of money. It is a lot of money in the hand of people who know how to manage them. But it is no money in the hand of somebody who doesn't know how to manage them, because within a few minutes, it's washed away from your hands. And you go back to square one, where you came from, as a poor man. So, it is necessary to go to these tutorials, because in these tutorials, you learn a lot of things. Please do that. I will have to close up now. Thank you, and God bless you. Bye for now.